Entrepreneurs of Africa, I'm Sandeth, and welcome to another weekly video. Today we're going to talk about how to make your product more sellable and appealing. So you have a product and you want to get it out into the market. How do you grab people in order for them to actually be on board with what you want to give them? So first of all, you need to understand the value. What is it that you want your customers to take away from your product? So what experience do you want them to have if they come in contact with your product? That is the first thing. What experience do you want them to take away? Because everybody wants to be part of something. They want to have an identity. They want something that they can belong to. So your product must give them an experience of, let's say, an identity, of belonging, of just being part of something that they can associate with in their everyday life. So first of all, what is the value that you want your customers to have? And once you've answered that, you can go on now to start, okay, at what quality, do you want them to give them? Because of course, if you have a very important value that you believe your customers should have, or your people should have, then of course the quality is going to be, out there. So you want them to have the best, to compare other products and come to you and say, I really like what you have on board, so I'm going to go with you because one, the value I associate with, and also two, the quality is something that I really like. And once you go there, you have to understand as well, okay, who are your customers? Who are they? Are they young, old, men, women? Who are they? And you need to be able to capture them, and by that you need to understand, okay, some marketing skills, all right? And one particular, just going on to the quality, is actually just on the aspect of color. What type of color you use in your product gives a certain emotion out if you haven't known before. And this as well varies with different types of people from different places. So for some people, purple might be, a sign of royalty, but in another place, it might be a sign of death, for example, I'm just saying. So you need to understand, okay, who are your audience and what experience do you want them to have? And with that, you're going to be able to select the best, let's say, type of color, or give them the best quality in your product. Now, there's a principle of the 20/80 rule, 20/80, and I believe it's when you put in, let's say, 20% in your planning, that should result in 80% of your overall work. So, in other words as well, if you work on have a task and you put in 20% of your input, that will result in 80% of the output. And with that 80%, it's not 100%, right? You want your customers to have the best, to have the best of what it is that you want to give them. So how do you get that 20% in order to fill the 80% of the gap? So the 20% comes from actually your feedback from your clients, from your customers, those who want to be part of your product. So how do you do this? So say if you have a product, you want to get it out into the market. So a lot of shops have pre-sale, opening sale or so forth. And what is that to do? Well, it's there to get you on board. It is there to grab your attention. It is there for you to experience what it is that they're trying to give you. And once they grab your attention, of course, something you like, you want to share it with other people. And that's how their network is going to grow. So you might also want to consider the same. A pre-sale, for example, or a particular deal that you want your customers to have, let's say buy one, get one free, those sort of things. And once your customers experience that, they're going to give you feedback, whether, the type of approach you used to get them actually worked, was the deal appropriate, and what was the feedback from the customers as they experienced that. So that is how you're going to get maximum results from your product if you actually put those things in place. So in order to make your product more sellable and appealing to your customers. And last but not least, in understanding your customers, be open to try different platforms. So it could be YouTube, it could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram. Whichever means you're going to use to be able to grab your customers to experience what it is that you want them to have, the best you're going to get out of it. So getting out of it, I mean the best feedback you're going to get in terms of your actual product. And your clients will be able to tell you whether your product actually gives them the value, the experience you want them to have, and whether the quality is up to date, comparing other people as well who might be doing the same thing as you. And with that, you have to differentiate yourself from them. You have to create your own brand. You have to have your own identity that you want your customers to grab onto. We'll give a simple example. Nike, for example, they're like old sports right now. And you hear a lot of people, when it comes to sport, number one people in it, Nike. And they would have even tags to say, Nike all day. That's a brand, that's an identity that they want their customers to associate with. So be open to try and to fail. What do I mean by that? You have to fail to learn, not just expect everything to work out as it is. You just have to put out there what you think is your best and be willing to receive the feedback so that you can develop what is going to best be for your customers. That is a few tips we want to give you guys on how to make your product more sellable and appealing. Please subscribe and share and comment on what you might have found helpful from this short clip, and also what are some things that we might have missed. Always keep strong and be the entrepreneur.